Hello, and this is going to be due now, and it's going to be in Vance, and I'm the normal playing guy. So if you're seeing this, that means then, of course, Heroes is just around the corner, which means that we have confirmed Dock and Awakenings for these three people. We have a Tower, who appears to be possibly new. This is a free to play unit Tower who's yet to come in, but we have confirmed Awakenings for Golden Metal Cooler and modified Evil Janemba. Not as if he wasn't really evil to begin with. That's something. But yeah, evil Janemba. So that's pretty cool. So let's have a look at Golden Enhancement, Golden Metal Cooler. But it's pretty mad, right? So the guy seems pretty decent. So he has damage reduction and he has stats and he builds it for the turn and he seems to be on a pretty decent link set and pretty decent people and has some good teams. Um, his his awakening is going to be pretty bonkers. I mean, check him out. 150%. You get an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when you perform a super attack. Your super attack effect, you raise by 30%. Coming in I'd say coming in at 55%. It's so poor, but he's yet to have his awakening, which will take it more towards this level. Let's have a look. So he reduces damage by 20%. So you can imagine that might go to 30 or 40. He gets an additional 30% attack up to 150, an additional damage reduction of 6% up to 30 per crossovers on the team. Now I imagine that might stay something largely the same. Character super attack will be sealed. So your own super attack will be sealed if HP is 30% or less at the start of your turn. Okay, that's interesting. So that might be lessened unless that's just a thing. That might be like 20%. On his awakening, you will probably find for sure that this might increase, but for certainly like this might even increase, and this may even increase a little bit. You might get like attack and defense. I presume this might stay the same. This be like Xeno Goku after his Easy A. Like he had this bar none. And then he had the additional both stats and damage reduction per crossover, right? So all of these heroes slash crossover, they work fantastically well on their respective teams. They don't work so well when you lead out of them. Um, there are some like the Super Saiyan 4 Gohan and Super Saiyan 4 Bardock. They need four other crossovers or Giant Ape people to be on the same team. We're not so bad for Bardock in that particular sense then, in order to activate their true potential, which for a lot of people, especially considering the Christmas and the New Year Step Up banner and the New Year units are not too far from this, you may not have summoned. Which again, you might want to, considering that the heroes and crossovers they have become quite decent over the years. Um, Last year was probably some of the biggest, most hype units going, especially with the stuff like Super Saiyan 4 Goku Limit Breaker, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta Limit Breaker. We had Super Hearts, and a pretty redonkulous. We had God Trunks. Like, what the hell how did this come from? You'd only know these things exist if you watch any of these heroes, all these collabs and all stuff like this. It's pretty ridiculous. But of course, we have Final confirmed plus a new free to play unit. That's brilliant. But you know who else is coming? We have brand new units, and we have the Crimson Masked Saiyan. Super Saiyan 3 Rose, but masked. How stupid is this? And then we have a full power Super Saiyan for Vegito. Another another Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, but this would be Limit Breaker. Do you know why this would be really, really good? So I'm probably going to touch upon it now, maybe more so than another video, or maybe both. If he's out, would that mean then that the physical Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, does he get his Easy A? Because if this guy comes out, it's a sign of things to come. Yeah, and then of course we have Super Saiyan 3 Rose Mask Saiyan. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous. Stuff like this, it gets pretty crazy. I mean, since God Trunks was truly just a step above, and like the Super Saiyan 4s were a step above and Super Hearts, are we going to have the likes of like Ultra Ego? Are we going to have Dark Turles? Because Ultra Ego Vegeta and Dark Turles were pretty powerful. Then we had like Kumba, who was an even more powerful version of stuff like this. So we could have truly amazing people. I don't want to bait this video, but yeah, we really could see Ultra Ego because he's been out and done, and we all know about him. The only true place you'd expect an Ultra Ego Vegeta would be on the hero slash crossover, right? So there is that. There is that. So Trunks is a fantastic unit, but again, you kind of got it because like he gets it per. You got to be on the Dragon Ball Heroes, right? You kind of have to because otherwise he just has 100% of stats on super attack. But again, he becomes pretty ridiculous otherwise. But of course, like having Janemba, then we'll touch on Janemba. So he has his guard. So he has his high chance of guarding. So it looks like he guards all attacks from facing 2 or more enemies. So fine. So it looks like he guarantees it more. This could be great chance. Could be. This is pretty great. I imagine this might be slightly more. Who knows? This is pretty nice. This is pretty nice. I mean, it might even, I mean, like the cap might go to 150, and dodge might be slapped onto this, but he could be, I mean, both of these could be pretty defensive units between the damage reduction and then you get like additional defense with every attack received, and your guard could be great. His super attack still raises defense and attack by 30% for several turns. They're going to share quite a lot of links. Like Brutal Beatdown, Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses. Don't know if this guy's Big Bad Bosses in particular. No, but actually, they don't share too much. Actually, no. But this guy in particular, then the fact that he's got Metamorphosis, Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, Fear, and Faith, he's going to work well with. Like for example, this is Corroded Body and Mind, so it really helps out on. Corroded Body and Mind this and the Accelerated Battle and these two. So a fantastic addition. So the thing is, Turles would work well with this because he also has. He might actually be prepared for battles. Never mind that. But Turles has this. The Shadow Dragons have this. Any major villain has this. The Blacks have this. The Cells have this. The Freezers, the Coolers, you name it. LR Janemba, brilliant. Tech Janemba, brilliant. The STR one's pretty solid. It's going to be pretty ridiculous in terms of what this guy can do. Yeah. So again, pretty decent. I expect the links to be fantastic. It seems Golden Metal Cooler, perhaps not too much, is on Wicked Bloodline and Artificial Life Forms, which means that this guy, but more importantly, this guy, for the 200% lead for this team could be good. Having a full Metal Cooler team could be pretty great. Could be a fantastic defensive unit. We could be talking slot 1 unit to complement the Artificial Life Form / Wicked Bloodline / I don't know, Corroded Body and Mind or something. So could be pretty decent. However, in terms of these, these are some of these were 200% leads. So you got like Crossover and Full Power, and then Vegeta was Giant 8 and Pure Saiyan. Giant 8 Power. So again, you'd have thought this Vegeta had a 200% team for Giant 8 Power, which is a pseudo Super Saiyan 4. You just had to be on Dragon Ball Heroes. However, these two side by side, they're absolutely phenomenal because they get additionals per Giant 8 Power. They're giving superclass allies. You see, you're getting extra in this, and then of course like Goku's kind of the same. Goku, by the way, gets additional stats and performs guaranteed crits after he receives 7 attacks. What is it Vegeta does? He gets after he performs 5 attacks, attacks guaranteed to hit. Is not a slot slowed down by STR, and he gets additional stats. Greatly raised for the turn. Raised for the turn. Raised for the turn. Both of these side by side are truly ridiculous. they even still are pretty decent. They'll casually bust out like 6 million, 5 million. They'll do additionals. It's pretty nutty. Hearts is pretty good. He guards. He does have a pretty decent amount of stats. He does have his chance of stunning, so can work out. He's very useful when it comes to stuff like resurrected warriors, time travelers, heroes, and crossover. So there is that. But as I say, with the new units coming in, the mass saying it won't be too long before like the new main unit could just be Ultra Ego. It seems like the main new unit could be that Vegito. That it probably is going to be the full power Super Saiyan 4 Vegito, Limit Breaker, etc., etc. So there is that, and then of course you got Vegito physical from the crossover, who could um, also have his EZA. But some exciting things to look forward to. Who could we have? We don't know. Are these? I mean, there's a lot of hope and a lot of anticipation and what can we say? A lot of expectation to have of these guys' shoulders. We want another good Janemba. It's been a while since we've had a solid Janemba. And we always could do with another metal cooler, fill that roster out, right? He could be really good. We see some truly good potential in these, and of course, how are we going to top the likes of like God Trunks? Pretty ridiculous. And hell, even the banner units were pretty nutty, right? You had that Pan who had like the STR Whis effect, where every dodge she builds up stats. That was pretty nuts. Okay, right. So, yeah, I'll leave it at that. There's a lot of expectation, a lot of anticipation. But yeah, so let me know what you think, and let me know what you think could be coming out. Literally, could be anything if you've seen any of these, this kind of stuff. But yes, thank